Hey, what's going on? This is Hashim Whitmore, be the world's greatest barber.com. This is my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. So, just to get straight to it, today we're talking about failure. All right. And the reason why I wanted to talk about failure is because that word, that feeling, that emotion has stopped a lot of people from enjoying their right now. So when I say that failure has stopped people from enjoying their right now, let's talk about what failure is. The feeling of failure is very, very like destructive, right? And everybody, no matter what level of success they have, what they have done in life, what are they doing in their relationships, if they're embodying a feeling of failure, you are sending yourself down a road of destruction. And I really want you guys to be able to change that focus so you can start feeling successful, start feeling just more in line with who you really are. See, failure, for me, that feeling of a failure or being a failure kept me grinding a lot, So when I got into this industry and I started going to barber school, left my hometown, went across the country to go to barber school, and I worked my ass off. I put everything into it, and I remember an uncle of mine told me that barbering was just a hustle, right? And since at that time I was living at his house, and I couldn't say much, but that feeling that I got, I was like, man, is he trying to say that I'm a failure, and like because I'm picking something that I love, that I want to really help people and talk to people and influence people. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna grind so hard. I'm gonna show not only myself, but I'm gonna show the world like what this barbering can do, and how I could be the furthest thing from a failure, right? And so when I came back to Cali, I grinded like very hard, and spent many hours in the shop. I mean, at one point in time, I was taking care of my grandmother that was dying of cancer. I had got my real estate license, insurance license, notary license, purchased a house. I did all this kind of stuff. I'm trying to prove and to try to just keep on grinding to keep that feeling of feeling like a failure away from myself, And then when finally cancer took my grandmother over, I really felt like a failure. I was really upset, and I thought that there was something more that I could have done to stop it. Something more. I could have prayed more. I could have spent even more nights over there. I could have did, something more. Like I really felt like I let her, the most important person to me, down. I felt like a failure. And so on one hand, I took that energy and put it into a lot of work. Like I just lived in the shop. On the other side, I took that energy. I was also really destructive with my eating habits, drinking, partying, things like that. Because like I was just not pleased with the person that I saw in the mirror. I didn't see it as being successful because I felt like I was just losing. I just felt like I was just losing out on the people that I love, the material stuff that I try to accumulate, And eventually, just my body started breaking down. My shoulders started having arthritis, and my feet fractured in like 3 places. I got into a car accident. I got into a car accident going to work on a day off. So I was just like, man, the more I try to push and try to succeed, I'm failing more and more, right? And see, that feeling of failure, I share that with you guys because that feeling of failure is very detrimental. And no matter how much shit you accomplish, how many women that you sleep with, how many books you put out, products you put out, cash you pull in, if you still have that feeling of failure, still look at that person in the mirror like, man, you're not doing enough. Your body isn't where it's supposed to be. You don't like your man boobs, or you don't like your rolls on your side, or anything like that. If you don't see yourself as being successful, if you don't see yourself as being happy with your now, then that spirit of failure is going to keep on messing with you. It's going to keep you up at night. It's going to keep you outside the moment. It's going to keep you from when all your family is around and enjoying time together. You're on a computer. You're sending out emails. All this type of stuff. It's not because you have faith that things are going to work out. It's just that your fear of and that embodiment of failure has really taken over your dominant character trait. And you gotta be careful, because that type of energy, that type of focus will have you critiquing yourself to a point where it's not even a non-biased observation. It's I'm not doing this, I'm not doing enough of this, I'm not doing enough of this, I'm not physically where I want to be, I'm not emotionally where I want to be, I'm not ready for a relationship, I'm not ready to move, I'm not ready to put this type of energy forth. Everything you start telling yourself will start becoming more and more negative. And so everything's a process, and I know this. And it wasn't an overnight transition for me, right? But the great thing about life is that you control your thoughts. And if you can control your thoughts and think about something positive for 17 seconds is all it takes to start changing your thoughts, right? And just give yourself positive, encouraging, truthful information about yourself, and from that 17 seconds, another thought, boom, will come, another thought will come, another thought will come. And if you get to the point where you can get up to 68 seconds of focus and practice that 68 seconds every day, out of your 24 hours in a day, taking 68 seconds to give yourself positive mental, spiritual encouragement, talk about how good you look today, how fly you feel, how your cash is coming in the way that you wanted to, how your relationships are blossoming the way that you wanted to, that how your family is being taken care of the way that you wanted to, the way that you saw yourself, that you're happy more than you've ever been before. That if you can do that for 68 seconds every day, you will change your dominant thought. You will be able to start connecting with your core and who you know you are, and let that come out. And then that will start taking over, and you'll start seeing reality form around those thoughts. Reality will start forming around your dominant character traits, your dominant thinking. So abandon that feeling of failure. Work on building up that positivity, and before long, it'll be your dominant proclivity, and it'll be nothing but up and success from here. I love y'all. Questions, comments, contact me. This is Hashim Whitmore. I just finished the gym. I gotta go to work. Love y'all. Peace.